You're good. You're beautiful. You're good. Okay, so now I want you to imagine for me a beautiful, safe place, your safe place. This is a place where you go, where you feel rested and renewed. Imagine your safe place. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere your heart desires. This place is your special, relaxing, happy place. Tell me, do you see a place like this?
Yeah.
Can you describe to me what it looks like?
It's my Nana's kitchen. My Nana is my great grandmother.
Beautiful.
And it's just like she has a decorated kind of like stuff from the 70s, I guess it was, like those avocado greens. And she'll be cooking it there.
Beautiful. Do you see her there now? Maybe she's there.
Yeah, she makes soup.
She made you some soup?
Yeah, she calls it, it's gonna sound funny, but she would always call it ball soup. And it's like these little pasta balls. It's like chicken noodle soup, but pasta balls. And it smells really good.
Well, let's see. Why don't you grab a bowl and fix yourself a bowl of soup? Do you want to take a little bite while you're there? See if you're able to do that.
Let me some. Yeah, she loves to cook. And that's her favorite thing to cook.
Is she there with you now? Is she waiting?
Oh, yeah.
Do you see her?
Oh, yeah.
What is she wearing?
It's like a white shirt with blue stripes.
Connect with her. Say hello. Tell her you love her.
Hi, Nana. I love you. And thanks for making me soup.
She say anything?
Oh, she said, you're welcome. That she loves me, that she likes to make it for me.
Did she know you were coming?
Yeah, I think so. That's why she was making it.
Maybe she has a message for you. Talk to her, see what she has to say.
I think she's just saying that she's always there, it's like she's always with me. And she's watching me and keeping me safe.
Can you ask her if she was watching over you last night? Tell her what you had a close call last night.
Oh yeah. She's definitely keeping an eye out. Yeah. I feel like she is constantly worried and watching. She says I'm a handful. I keep her busy, is what she said. Oh, that's true.
Can you ask her if she plans on coming back in the future as a grandchild or anything? Is she going to reincarnate?
It seems like they were all waiting for each other. It seems like they were like my Nana, who passed away. She passed away right before my mother, about 20 years ago. And it really felt like they were all kind of waiting for each other. So them all is my Nana, my mother, who passed after her, and then my Aunt Nancy, my pap, and my mom. So now it seems like that they're all back at source, that they'll reincarnate. But I got the large sense that they wanted to try to stay together in a group to do that somehow. Maybe reincarnate together, or like hopefully have a better chance of finding each other the next time around. But they were definitely waiting for each other.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if that also is like waiting for me someday too, or if, but I get more over the sense that they were waiting for each other. I don't know if it's for
Can
me
you
too.
ask your grandma, say, Grandma, when I leave this life, am I going to join you guys? Ask her.
Yeah, do you think that whenever I leave this life, am I going to join you as well? Are you waiting for me? Oh yeah, they're waiting. She said she wouldn't leave me behind. Yeah.
Beautiful. You want to give her a big hug?
Yeah.
She hugging you?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's great. Miss her.
Is she by herself, or is your Nana that just passed there too?
Oh no, she was by herself.
Okay. Do you want to ask her if she sees your Nana that just passed? Is she okay? Is there any messages?
Um,
Are they the same family?
yeah, that's her. So my aunt, well, my aunt Nancy, who passed away last year, and then recently my mom, who would be her son's wife. So yeah, I get the sense that yeah, they're definitely all there. They were waiting for each other to make sure that they passed safely, and then also that they felt just like surrounded with that love and support whenever they passed, and so they wouldn't be scared.
Mm-hmm. Well, while we're there, let's go ahead and let's send a bunch of love to all your beautiful grandmothers and your ancestors and your family there. While you're there, send them all love. Send them love. Tell, this is your opportunity to just give them a boost. Just let them know. Because I know how hard it is for you to be without them. So this is your opportunity to let them know, we're going to send them love, and I send them love as well. And ask if she feels that.
Ask her if she feels what?
Ask your grandma if she feels the love that we're sending.
Oh, she feels love. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she feels, I mean, that we're always very connected, and that she doesn't want me to feel alone. That she just wants me to remember that we're very much connected, even though we're not on this plane together. Just remember that when it's upset.
Okay, beautiful. Well, anything else you want to do there with Grandma? Did you get to eat some soup?
Yeah, it was good.
You're,
I'll have to try to remember it like hers.
yeah, tell her to give you the recipe. Beautiful.
Yes.
Did you want to say anything else to her before we leave this scene?
No, I feel like it's complete.
All right, you feel like you got a good little energy boost that feel good?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Now we send Grandma off with love. We thank her for coming through and speaking with you. And we send her off with love. You want to say bye real quick? Did you get to say goodbye?
Yeah, I gave her a hug and I love you and thank you for looking out for me.
All right, beautiful. And so now I want you to imagine that beautiful golden triangle and imagine that it's still around you. And this is going to stay around you through the whole session. It is crystalline light energy. It shines and it glows, and it consists of source love light. It will protect you against anything. So now I want you to imagine that you're in the middle of this pyramid. You're sitting down, and it is weightless and it feels welcoming. And it's going to be invisible around your body, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It will protect you. Know it and feel it within your heart. With strength, I want you to repeat after me. I invoke the I am love light in me.
I invoke the I am love light in me.
I invoke the I am love light in me.
I invoke the I am love light in me.
And one more time, I invoke the I am love light in me.
I invoke the I am love light in me.
Beautiful. Now, I want you to imagine that this pyramid is floating up, 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 up into the sky, and it's going to take you to another time and place. Hopefully, we can try to see if we can go to Egypt, to a time where Nikki lived in Egypt, where we can get answers for her highest healing. So you're going to imagine that this pyramid is traveling through space and time. The clouds are passing you by, and it's coming to a stop now, slowly coming down. And we're going to see if we can tap into a time where you lived in Egypt. Be there now. Tell me what you see, sense, and feel happening around you. Tell me, do you see anything? Do you feel anything?
It seems like there's water in front of me, like an embankment of some kind of water.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much like really going on. It just looks like a river or something, but I don't see anybody on it.
Okay, you see a river?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Take a deep breath. You're doing really good, and just relax. And the more relaxed you are, all the information will just come right to you and you will know everything. Now, does this river have a name? What do you call it?
I mean, I think it's the Nile.
Okay. Look around you. Is it deserty or does it look lush? Describe the landscape.
I mean, right next to the river, yeah, it's green. There's green stuff around it, even though around that it's like sand away from that. It's like, yeah, but right around the water, it looks like lush, and there's plants, and there's trees, and there's like, it's like grassy stuff.
Does it look like an oasis?
Yeah, kind of. I guess it does.
Beautiful. Look in the sky. Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's daytime, sunset. I mean, the sun is blazing out.
Where is the sun at in the sky? Can you tell what time it is by the sun's position?
It's high in the sky, yeah. I mean, maybe like noon or something.
Okay.
It's
And look,
up high.
beautiful, beautiful. And look around you. Do you see any buildings or any structures, pyramids, anything like that to tell you where you are?
No, I don't see anything. I just see like this. It seems like kind of desolate. I mean, it doesn't seem
Okay.
like there's a whole lot of stuff around.
All right.
Why.
Well, maybe everything will start to unfold. That's how, let's see the magic unfold. Now, let me ask you a few questions. Let's see. Look down at your feet. What do your feet look like?
They're in like these like they're bare feet, not bare feet, but it's almost like a sandal, I guess you could say. They're women. They're women's feet.
You're female?
Yes.
Do you have any jewelry or any markings, tattoos on your feet?
My feet. They're like sandal things. They're like kind of sandals. They don't look like they're simple sandals. You know, it's not some sort of like any royalty or anything like that. It's not elaborate. That's what I mean. It's not elaborate.
Okay,
It's just very simple.
some like
But
leather
clean looking,
sandals.
you know.
Are they leather?
Yeah.
What?
It's like a cheese strap. Almost like it's a cloth. It's like a cloth. It's like
Okay,
a cheese strap.
beautiful. Now look down at your hands. Look at your hands. How many fingers do you have?
5 fingers.
Okay, and what do your hands look like? Do you have nail polish? Do you have any decorations? What do your hands look like? Rings?
There's rings. Yeah, they're gold rings. There's almost like a like stacker kind of gold rings. Is what they look like.
Like what?
Like stacker rings. Like did you ever like
Oh, where you
circle?
wear more than one on a ring?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
like there's like kind of two like stacker looking rings.
Any
They don't have
gem?
no gems. They're just gold.
Okay. Say that again?
Real gold.
Oh, not the gold we have, huh?
Right. Well, it's a very different color gold. You know, it's like this very. It almost looks fake. Not fake though, but like you know, like higher carat gold is like almost like this yellow color that you don't really see now because it really wears it. But it's like
Oh,
it's like it almost looks fake, but it's not. You know, it's very beautiful.
wow. Beautiful. Do you have any gems with your rings?
No, they're just gold. No gems or
What fingers are they on?
the right side, the right hand with the middle finger and the ring finger. The other hand, there's one on the pinky. It's just this tiny little thing.
Pinky? Okay.
Yeah.
They mean anything?
I feel there's some significance, but I don't know what. It seems out of place. It seems that it's more of something significant. It's like a memory of something, or it's to commemorate something. I don't know. There's no standard.
Let's see if we can tap into it. Let's just take a deep breath and relax. Take a deep breath and relax. You're doing fantastic. And we're going to see if you can tap into when you were putting these rings on, so that way you remember why you did that. Do you see yourself putting these rings on? And remember why?
The little one's like a baby. The little one's it's from a baby I lost.
How old was your baby?
The infant that died. It was the baby was born with something happened, but the baby had a ring, and that's for the baby.
Was your baby a boy or girl?
That's the little girl.
All right, let's take a moment, and I want you to imagine going back to when you were holding your baby in your hands. Imagine holding that baby once more in your hands and looking at her face. Can you see her?
Yeah.
Give her a hug, give her a kiss, tell her you love her. How does that feel?
It feels good, but I feel like I didn't protect her because she ended up dying. So
How did she die? What happened?
it wasn't it's unclear. It was like some sort of health, but it wasn't something that like could have been stopped. I don't you know, it's not like someone killed her, but I get the sense that it was like something health related, and there wasn't really a way to correct it. There wasn't an answer. There wasn't a way to save her, and there wasn't a cure. But it was like something unknown to like nobody really knew what happened, but it was health related. And it was sudden. It wasn't like there was any sign of this. Like she seemed healthy, she seemed fine, and it was just like really suddenly.
So it wasn't your fault.
No, but I felt like I should have known. I felt like I should have like paid more attention, and maybe there was something like I could have done to change it, even though really there wasn't.
So why don't you go ahead and try to release that feeling that you've been carrying? Let's go ahead and release that because you don't need to carry that anymore. Can we do that?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's release that. You loved your daughter. She's always with you. Remember that. There was nothing that you could do. We're going to find out. Maybe there was a reason. But let's find some closure with that for a moment, okay?
Okay.
How does that feel? Tell me what you're feeling.
It is good to release it because I know that there wasn't something I could do.
Yes. And you probably carried that through many lifetimes.
Yeah, I know that it makes total sense because in this lifetime, I'm so interested in natural medicine and helping and carrying that stuff, and I feel like that's completely why. And I feel like that's pushing me towards that because I don't want somebody to experience that again. I want to find out before those things happen so I could like help save somebody.
Yes. What was your daughter's name?
I think it starts. I mean, it sounds so foreign to say, but it's like it starts with an E. It's like I don't know how to even really say it. It's like a fistus or something like that.
Is that what it feels like?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see it out in English, but like phonetically, it's hard to sound out. It's like EMPHESTUS. I don't know how you say that.
What did it mean?
I don't know.
So let's try to go back and see why you named her that. Do you remember why you came up with that? Was that
I don't get the sense that it's like a passed down name. I feel like it's really almost like it was a symbol of a gift. You know, I was really excited about having a child. I was really excited and I felt that she was this great gift. It was like a gift from God. I don't know if I had maybe trouble getting pregnant, but it feels like her name is symbolic of a gift because it was almost um like I feel like I had trouble getting pregnant or I really wanted a child and I was trying and it wasn't working out. And it felt like this huge blessing whenever I was pregnant with her. So I feel like that's what her name means, that I felt like it was like either like a blessing from God, a gift from God. It was or like some sort of luck involved in that too. But it was definitely like a gift, a blessing outside of normal circumstances.
uh-huh. And who was the father? Was it your husband?
Yeah, it was my husband.
And what was your name? What
Oh,
is your name? What did they call you?
I don't see it.
All right, let's go back a little bit. Let's look at your hands again. And you said you had these rings. What color is your skin?
It's nice and tan. I love it.
Now imagine you're holding a spiritual mirror and look into the mirror and see your face. Tell me, what does your face look like?
Oh, very pretty. Um, I, um, yeah, I have like big eyes, and that's the baby had big eyes too.
Hmm. She look like you?
Yeah,
Oh. And your hair? What about your hair?
it's dark. It's dark. It's like black.
Is it wavy or kinky?
It's more of like a wavy kind of hair. Yeah, like it's like a thick coarse hair. I mean, I have great hair. It's wonderful. It's very like healthy and like a coarse thick hair. It's nice.
Beautiful. Okay. And what about your other rings? Do you want to go back and see yourself putting on your other rings, your middle finger and your ring finger? Any significance there?
Those are from the middle one. It's kind of just like it almost looks like a hammer kind of ring. And I feel like it was from a like local artist like in the village. And my husband bought me those. And they just were gifts, from him because I appreciated art and he knew that I wanted them from this person that made them. So he had them made. It was a gift.
Beautiful.
Um,
Okay. Beautiful. Do you have any necklaces on or any jewelry in your hair or ears?
I have like these little, I don't know what they are. They're cool. They're like little, I don't know if they're clips, kind of like woven into my hair on one side. It's really pretty.
Nice. Any earrings, any gems in on your ears, any special things, significance?
No, I don't feel. I mean, my ears are pierced, but I don't think those aren't really significant. It's just more of a decoration,
Okay.
like a personal style. But other than the other jewelry, no, I don't feel that there's significance to the other decorations.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're doing so good. All right. So you're here at the Nile. What are you doing at the Nile? Do you have any baskets with you? Are you getting water? What are you doing here at the Nile?
I feel like it's letting the baby go. I feel like it's like some sort of like maybe I don't know if it's necessarily a burial, but it's some sort of ceremony. I feel like I don't think we're putting the baby necessarily in the water and like letting the baby go down the water, but it's some sort of significance with the passing.
Are you by yourself or do you see others with you?
Oh no, there's people now. There's it's like a decent amount of people. My husband and um, just it's people that we know. And it's like some sort of ritual, but I don't really know what's going on. Like it's very unfamiliar to me, but it's some sort of ritual for the passing of the baby.
All right. Well, let's see if we can tap in a little deeper and see if we can see if you can experience it. So take just a deep breath. Just take a deep breath in and relax. And you're going to go deeper in and it's all going to come to you. You're going to be there in the moment and just explain what you guys are doing and just let it flow. Who organized this?
It's somebody that the best thing to name it is like a priest to them. Like it's like some sort of it's not a priest, but it's like a priest is the best way to describe it. Like he's somebody that's of religious significance.
Okay. Is your husband right next to you?
Yeah, he's right there.
Look at your husband and tell me, what is he wearing and what does he look like?
Oh, he's very good looking. He's very like toned. Um, and he doesn't have any hair, but he is wearing, it's almost like a, it's like a, I don't want to say a sash, but I guess it's white. We're both in white. We're both wearing white. He's very handsome, you know, he has kind of like he has a prominent nose and like prominent cheekbone or prominent jawline, I mean, and he doesn't have any facial hair, he doesn't have any hair on his head. But he's very handsome and he's very like physically fit.
Okay. What do you call him? What's his name? I want you to hear yourself talking to him and hear the name that you call him. What do you hear?
It sounds really weird to say. It was like Imhotep or something.
Okay. Imhotep or Amhotep?
Imhotep.
Okay. Is he royalty?
I would, by judging the amount of people around us, I don't feel that we are royalty ourselves, but I feel like we are related to royalty. He's not like the pharaoh or something, but I feel like we're in relation to that. We're in relation to royalty, like we are members of that family, but we're not them. Like we're not the higher ups, you know, like we're not the.
Mm-hmm. What is his title? Amhotep the second, the third? What is his title? What did they call him?
I don't know.
All right, just take a deep breath and relax. The information will come to you. We're just going to tap in, let the information come to you. You're going to see it, hear it, and know it. What is he known by to the other people? Does it come to you?
He is almost, I don't want to say a servant of royalty, but he is it's not a servant, it's like an assistant. So like imagine if you're in the royal family and you're like I don't know that he might be the brother of like a pharaoh. He's very close, you know.
Okay.
It's hard for me to determine close in the sense of care, like they are emotionally close is what I'm getting, but it's hard to understand it, what as far as lineage that means. Like getting the sense of more of an emotion than exactly seeing it as far as lineage, but in the sense of emotion, they're very close emotionally. He's very tied into this person. So it's almost like I don't want to say like right hand man, but kind of that's what I get the sense of. They care very much for each other, and they're very, you know, they do a lot. He does a lot of things for him.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. You're doing so good. Do you know do you get a sense of what dynasty he might belong to? Do you guys have dynasties there?
I feel like it's really early on. Like I feel like it's very early.
And you feel you're in Egypt? Or is
Yeah.
there a different name for it? Does it go by Kemet or a different name?
I don't know the name.
Bush, or what's the other name they go by?
I don't know what they're calling it. I don't know what the town.
Okay, we're gonna get some names in a moment. We're gonna get a little into this. This is beautiful. You're beautiful. I want you to take it all in. You're here at the moment. You have people around you. You're going through this. And how does this ceremony affect you? How does it affect you there?
It's hard, but it's also it's like giving thanks for the short life of the child. So it's also beautiful. It's not, you know, emotionally it's hard, but it's also giving thanks. So it's almost like in a sense of a way where you're celebrating the life of this child, and even though it was a short life, it also it gives me a sense of peace. It gives me a sense of closure because I know that she's living alone, and even though I'm not able to have a long experience with her in life, I feel that she's like protected in the afterlife. I feel she's going on to the afterlife, and this ceremony is kind of like a blessing to the afterlife for that. So I feel better about everything. I feel like she is safe in the afterlife.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And are there any animals around you guys here at this ceremony, this ritual?
I didn't see any at first.
Okay.
Well,
What was that?
it was more people. I see people.
How are they dressed?
They're all in white. They're all kind of. It's nothing super elaborate. I feel like this is.
White linen?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Do you see anybody there holding a staff? Maybe the guy doing the ritual, or
Yeah.
who?
Yeah. The guy doing the ritual.
Does he have anything special on his staff, like any crystals or markings?
It looks like it is. I could draw it for you. Imagine that it's almost like a squiggly. It sounds weird. Like a squiggly question mark. Like imagine a staff coming up and then on the top it goes over, and then at the end it kind of it's like a snake. Okay, there we go. It was just becoming clearer. It takes a second, but it's this. It's a snake. It's like a head of a snake that kind of comes up and like curls around and back down.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay, so now I want you to go back and look at your husband. I want you to look into his eyes. The eyes are the window of the soul. Look into his eyes and tell me, do you recognize him in your life here as Nikki?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely wrong. It's definitely wrong, yeah. Yeah. Cause it's this like glimmer. It's strange. It's hard to put into words, but it's almost like what do they call it? Reflectors. Like if you could see reflectors in somebody's eyes, it's like this golden it's like a flashing in somebody's eyes that's almost like a beacon to like tell you like the significance of it, of the memory of it, the significance of it, the connection of it, and it's like he has that same.
Okay, beautiful. Now, while you're looking into his eyes, I want you to imagine, I want you to go, we're going to go back a little bit, go back into when you first met him there. And go back to when you first met. Tell me where you were and what was that like? Be there now. Tell me what you see.
Um, it was outside of a building, like a structure, and I was just kind of walking past, and we looked at each other, and our eyes kind of like connected, and we just, we could tell that there was something there. What are we doing now? I feel they're like building a structure. He's overseeing it. He's somehow involved in like whatever's going on with the building of this structure, and kind of like just overseeing it in a way of sense that it's being built right, in the sense of like the plans are carried out right. And I'm just kind of, walking on the street. I don't really sense a particular purpose I have other than just kind of our paths crossing. And like I'm very interested in the art aspect of this building. I really, so I'm looking at the building, but I'm also looking at him because he's very handsome and he can't just be looking at him. So I'm kind of like embarrassed and I look away, and then he comes over and starts talking to me, and we're just talking about the building, and I'm telling him that I admire it, and he likes that I'm interested in that because he's, oh, that's his work. He's overseeing this, that it's built right, and he is excited that I'm interested in it as well because he's very concerned that it's being built properly.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. And is he a very busy person?
Yes, he's busy, not overwhelmingly busy. Most of the people that are building are doing the actual work. So it's more of just the kind of like a managerial duty that he has of going around that it's being like constructed to the specs that they wanted.
Mm-hmm. And how old do you guys feel there?
I feel that we're pretty young. I mean, I want to say like early teens, even though that sounds so young.
Well, I think our
But
generation is lazy. You guys must have been very productive back then. So beautiful. Let's go back a little bit further. Let's go back a little bit further before you met him, when you were doing your own thing, when you were home with your family, a little girl in Egypt. Be there now. Let's go back. Let's go find out some details. I want to take you back and tell me what you see around you, and let's see what your life was like as a child.
okay.
Were your parents together?
Yeah, there's two. There's a mom and a dad. And the house looks like, I mean, it's simple, it's nothing that is elaborate, but I feel like cared for.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And do you smell anything in the air? Is there incense burning or anything like that?
No, I don't smell anything in it. Well, I mean, it's like, it's a dry, it's like dry. Maybe there's some kind of like flowers off in the distance. There's not flowers in the house, but it's a very distant smell of like whatever's growing outside. Like I don't know if it's some type of flowers or some kind of foliage or something, but it's like a plant smell. Well, it's pleasant, but I don't smell incense. But
Okay.
yeah.
And is your house made of wood, made of like clay? What is your structure built out of?
It seems to be like a simple type of structure, like the walls look like, I guess it would be clay, but it almost looks like, I don't want to say plaster, that's the best thing I can compare it to. Like it's not crappy, it's not like these
Right.
misshapen mud walls. Like it's very structured and someone very much knew what they were doing. And it almost looks like, oh, it's white. Like the color is like a sandy grayish kind of white. And it almost looks like plaster,
Like a
yeah.
limestone,
That's the
maybe?
best way to describe it. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Is it one level or is there two levels?
It's just one level. It's like a simple kind of roof, like a thatchy kind of roof. I don't know what that is made of. It's like almost like scratchy plants. And it almost looks like somebody put like tumbleweeds stuff up there for the roof. Like the roof isn't the greatest.
Okay. And let's see, let's look outside your door. And what does the outside of your house look like? Is it like city? Is there grass? Is there, what does it look like? Does it look like ancient Egypt that we know of now of our times? Or describe to me, what does it look like?
It's
Is it
remote. There's not a lot of trees around. It's deserty. There are other houses, there's other things around, but there's no huge there's no huge pyramids or anything. So in that sense, it's not like how you would picture Egypt, but it's just a little town, is what it is. It's kind of just a little town of other like residential people.
okay?
It's remote.
Do you know what the name of your town is?
What's the name of the town? What's the name of the town?
There's street signs or something?
What's
Hieroglyphics. Look for hieroglyphics too. Let me know when you catch any hieroglyphics or any symbols of anything art.
Okay. I don't, the marking, like I don't not see any markings on the house or any of the houses. There's no like street signs. It's just, I don't see any symbols.
Okay.
Thing with like anything at all, it's like writing on it, you know, but I can't.
Okay, no worries. All right,
Right?
let's move around a little bit. Let's go back inside the house. Did you have your own bedroom? And did you have any siblings?
Oh, I have a sister. And this is all just one big room. It's not divided, it's just one big room. Like there's an area for the kitchen. There's a place where we sleep. But there's
What do the beds look like? Sleeping
they're
quarters.
up off the ground. They're up off the ground, they're kind of in the wall. It almost just looks like, I don't want to say a drawer, but it just looks like a very simple plateau that is attached, one side is attached to the wall, and the other has like these sticky things. Like hoist works, like making it hoist up. But it's really simple. It's not anything
Wait,
elaborate.
did you just say hoist up?
Yeah, like imagine.
Is that for your feet? Is that to keep your feet up?
Oh no. Imagine like a plateau that's like a bed, almost like a cot. Okay. And one side of the cot is built into the wall. And then the side that's freeform just has like a plank, like a leg on each side. That's the open part.
Okay. Do you use a pillow when you sleep?
No, it's flat. Like it's just flat kind of.
So when you typically sleep at night, you don't have a pillow under your head?
No, I put my arm under my head.
Okay. Interesting. I was told that back in those days, you guys actually didn't use pillows to elevate your head, that's a bad idea, that to elevate your feet instead.
Oh, I don't see anything to elevate my feet, but it almost looks not comfortable to today's standard, I would say. But there's no pillow. Yeah, I remember just putting like my arm there, but there's no like pillow or anything raised. It's all flat, like it's just completely flat. But I don't see anything for the feet either, so I don't know if we put something under our feet at night or not. But like just to look at the bed, it's just flat and it seems pretty barren. I mean, there's not even a blanket or anything. Like there's not anything to cover up with. There's not a pillow. Um, it looks like a jail. I don't know. It's like uncomfortable or something.
I'm wondering, is your weather so hot at night that you just don't need it?
Yeah, that's true. That's probably why. But thinking like judging by today's standards, you're looking at it thinking like, wow, this is gonna be uncomfortable. But if it's so hot, yeah, I can imagine you wouldn't want to be covered up or be in a bed of like soft stuff. It's
Or you just lay on each other for pillows, huh? So what do they call you? What does your parents call you? What name did they give you?
What's my name?
Go to a time when someone's talking to you calling you by your name and you answer. What is it that you hear that you resonate with? Is it a nickname?
It starts with a B. I can, it's like distant. I can't hear like my dad saying it, but it sounds like a nickname to me, but it's like it's not a B.O.B., but it's like, it's not like I don't know, it's like muffled, it's like not,
What does it sound like?
like Basemi or something, like he's calling it, but it's like off in the distance and it's hard to make out what he's saying.
Okay. And all right. The names are slowly coming in. So how does this feel to be a little girl? Or how old do you feel to be here? Are you a little girl? Are you a teenager? How old do you feel?
I'm very small, I would say like 6 to 8, 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Uh-huh. And what language do you speak? Do you speak more than one language, or is it Arabic? What language would you say? Is there a name for it? Any names coming to you about a language, maybe?
I mean, it's very, whatever these people are saying, it's like very foreign to me, so it's hard to put a finger on what it is. I feel like it predates Arabic. I mean, I've heard people speak Arabic in this lifetime, but I feel it's more phonetically rough around the edges, like the K's are more pronounced. I don't know what the language is called, but it's like before Arabic, and the way that they speak is very accentuated on like the K's and things. Like the K, the ch sound is very like accentuated, like a hard accentuation on that. But I mean, I don't even know what it is. It's not Arabic. I mean, it's definitely distinctly different than Arabic. I guess it might be Sanskrit. That I've heard people speak Sanskrit, and it's very similar to that. But I also feel that there are differences in what, I feel like there are differences in Sanskrit than what they're saying.
Well, it could be a mixture of all of them too. You never know. Ancient
Right.
times. All right. Well, this is very beautiful. Do you have anything special in your house that you like to do? Is there drawings, or what do you do for entertainment at that age?
Yeah, there's like a ball game that the kids play. It's kind of like a I don't know, it's like a thing that we kind of just like kick around in the dust. And then I do like to draw. I draw a lot, and I think that's also why later in that life I appreciate the the drawings and everything and architecture of things, because I've always liked that, and I've always liked to draw.
What's your favorite thing to draw?
And it's in the sand, I'm just drawing this. It's just kind of like with my finger in the sand. But I do like to draw a bird, it's like a falcon. I like to draw birds.
Beautiful. All right, now let's go to when you're a little older. Maybe about a year or months before you meet your future husband, when you're just carefree, living your life, just a little bit before. Tell me, are you in school? What are you doing with your life when you're a teenager?
I think that I am like training to be a scribe, I guess. I'm going to be a scribe, which is not something it's not something that's noble. This is not looked upon as like a real great profession here, but I like it. I appreciate the work that goes into it, and I want to contribute to that. And it's not, I don't want to say looked down upon, but this is like a poor people's profession. This is not, it's not really something that's like, well, it's almost like, like a slave would do it or something. So it's kind of, has a bad connotation. It's my parents are not disappointed in me. You know, they're very supporting and things like that. But it's not exactly. They wanted a better life for me. They don't feel that choosing that path is exactly going to put me in the best position because it's not really. It's not something that is just looked down. It's gonna look down upon. It's not looked at with like this great reverence of like, hey, you're doing something great with your life. It's more of just like, all right, you can do your own thing if that's what makes you happy. It's kind of the impression I get from them.
What would they rather have you do?
They wanted me to get married. Yes, so whenever I met him, it was kind of they were very excited about that because I feel like I was definitely at a lower level. I don't want to say lower level, but that's what society viewed it as. It was like, you know, it was kind of almost like something that couldn't happen, you know. No, it couldn't happen because it did, but just kind of like they wanted me to settle down and have a family. They wanted me to be taken care of. And whenever I met my husband, that was like very much achieved. He said I was taken care of and cared for, you know, and in more ways than one, and not just having to struggle all the time because societally it was kind of like a thing that was like not allowed. It was kind of like a thing that was like a faux pas, you know, no one said anything to him for it, but it was kind of like it was like a black sheep, I guess you could say, because I wasn't connected into the family that he was connected to.
Okay. Was your family connected to any type of royalty or hierarchy or any?
No,
Okay.
no, they, no.
Okay. Let's go to when you, so we already saw when you met your husband. Let's go to your wedding day, the day you get married to your husband. Let's go to your wedding day. Tell me how old you are. Tell me how your day starts when you wake up in the morning. How does this feel? Let's go through it. Be there now. Tell me what you see.
It's really exciting. It's that smell of flowers. There are flowers. Um, it's very exciting. It's overwhelming. It's a big to do. It's kind of nerve wracking because there are going to be a lot of eyes on us. That makes you nervous. But it's very exciting. My family's very excited. My parents are very excited and honored. Um, it's a very beautiful day.
How long is the wedding ceremony? Is it a one-day thing? Is it a week long, month long? How long does the ceremony go on for?
I feel like it's a big to do. I mean, it's more than one day. It's things leading up to the actual ceremony. There are like rituals involved for preparation, and even it's like a roller coaster ride. You know, you're like building up to the day, and then you're also coming down from the day. Like there are things involved building up to it, the actual day and the ceremony, and then also to like come down of it where there are things that they do that like after you're married too that
Right.
just kind of like is symbolic of that unity.
What was the first ritual you had to go through?
It's like in a temple and they're saying some things. I don't know what they're saying, but it's I feel like they're just calling upon like gods and deities for protection. I would say it's a protection ritual for marriage. And we're both kneeling down. And we're both facing this person who's like doing something over us. Um, he's reading some things. He's like reading some things out of a book, but I don't really know what he's saying. But it's a protection for before you unite officially.
Mhm. before you unite that flame, that spark,
Yeah.
the twin flame spark unite. Isn't that why they say that? That's interesting. Wow. Beautiful. Now look into his eyes. Does he look happy? Does he look nervous, scared? Are you calming each other down? How does that feel?
For this particular ritual, for this particular ritual, we're not looking into each other's eyes. We're very focused and intent on what this guy's saying, and we're kneeling down, facing him, and our hands are like at our side. And I want to say we're kind of like kneeling over, and we're just like absorbing what this guy is saying. And in that moment, we're not looking at each other's. It's more of something he's doing for us than what my husband and I are doing to each other.
Right.
It's like this calling on people for protection, and we're just kind of absorbing that and taking that. And it feels like it lasts long. Like I feel like this starts at the beginning of the day, and it's almost like this whole thing of the unity of people, the rituals and going up to an actual ceremony. It's kind of exhausting. Like it's kind of a lot, but it's very important. So it's not like I feel exhausted. It's not that I feel annoyed with it. It's just kind of a lot by the time you're done with it. Like whenever it's done, there is a sense of relief, and you're glad that it's the whole array of events that take place. And you're just kind of exhausted and just kind of thankful that people helped you, and there was so much energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
is that when you have
the big was over because
is that when you have the big celebration because you're so exhausted that it's like that's what true meaning of celebration means? Like, thank God it's done. Did you guys have a party?
Have that. The middle part,
did you get to have a party?
The middle part is like the ceremony. Oh yeah, there's a party. But it seemed like the real celebration was like after the whole thing was over, it was just him and me. You know, I appreciate all these things we're doing. We appreciate everybody surrounding us with love and helping us celebrate. But it was almost like the best part was like just me and him in the bedroom together after it was over.
Right? You're like, you had to go through all of that. Was his family? Yeah. Was his family royalty? Did you marry into like a very important family?
Yeah, it's like hard for me to place if he was the cousin or the brother. I feel like he was more the cousin, and he was the cousin in lineage, but he was more of a brother to this pharaoh. Like he was, energetically he was his brother, but in lineage he was the cousin. So he was a form of royalty, but he was not under as much. That's why we were allowed to be together, because he was not under as much scrutiny as if he were the actual brother. Like I didn't feel like he was the actual brother of the pharaoh. Like this was very much not allowed. But because in lineage he was technically the cousin and still held in such regard by the pharaoh that then it was allowed. Like it was still kind of looked down upon.
Were they about the same age?
It was. What's that?
Were they about the same age?
Yeah, they were about the same age, and that's why I felt like we were connected, and they were energetically they were brothers.
Oh, but they were probably like first cousins, really close.
Right. They were cousins, but very close. And I feel like the pharaohs, they were close in age, maybe a year or two apart. It was another reason they were so connected too.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful. So how long did that wedding last?
It was about a week. I mean, everything that was the build up to it, the actual ceremony, and then the celebration. It was like a lot of celebratory events after the actual ceremony, but that whole process is like a week.
I bet. Okay, so how long did you guys were you guys married? Did you guys grow old together?
No, we weren't real old. We weren't real old. When the pharaoh died, they took us all. I mean, we were to guard him in the afterlife, and they took us all with him. You know, we didn't have a choice in this, and it really felt like our time was cut short. It really felt like it couldn't say anything, you know, because this is like an honor, and it was like I was an honor to be in this position too, because I wasn't born into that role. So it was very much an honor to die with the pharaoh and protect him in the afterlife. But whenever they came for me, I did not want to go.
Really? How did that look? Did they prepare you for this? Was it like another wedding, like another ceremony?
It happened kind of fast. And you always kind of knew that was your role whenever he would die. But, you know, at the same time, you're mourning the death of the pharaoh, because I was close to him as well. I was close to him through my husband, and because my husband had such high regard for him personally, like I really love this person too. So I knew that I would want to carry out that task for him, but I mean, at the same time, I didn't want to. And the way that they do it is like, you know, you're hit with somebody's death and you're mourning that death, and then your head's kind of spinning and you know that you're next. It's like, you know, your neck is on the chopping block. So yeah, they do these rituals to prepare you, but you're just kind of in a daze. Like whenever they're doing them, I kind of don't know what's going on, because in my head too, this is my life ending with my husband, who I feel like it was soon after we got married. We didn't have a lot of time together, and I felt like, what can we do? Is there a way out of this? Because I felt like it was bullshit. Like I wanted to have more time with him, and I didn't get that. And it was kind of like I was even regretting that he knew the pharaoh now, because I felt like if we had not known him, then we would have more time together. And I was real pissed about that. I was real bitter about not getting much time with him.
You had regrets? Was there any regrets? Was there regrets at the end? Like, oh man, these cards.
I just wanted more time. Yeah, I just wanted more time, because it felt like I was swept into this halfway life of royalty that I would have heard was so great. But it wasn't even about that life. Like, I could care less if he was royalty or not. I just wanted to be with him, and like we didn't get that much time. So yeah, I really regretted just like the situation. Like it just kind of, it was upsetting, but it was what it was. And you know, society was saying like this was an honor to be in this position. So I had to not show fear. I had to be very dignified in the approach. But in the last portions of it, the way they do it is it's like an elixir or something that just shuts your body down, and it stops your respiratory system. So you know, you can't act like you're scared. Like this is an honor to do this, so you have to put on that face that it is. And like I did it and everything, but you know, that was kind of like my last thought is like, I just didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go.
Yeah. Did you get to see your husband take his? Did you guys see each other do it together, or was it by yourself?
It was by myself, and I was pissed about that too. Because I wanted to be with him like up until the last moment, and I think that was one thing that really, really upset me. Like they were carrying me off. I don't know if I was kind of trying to back out, and I don't, you know. But they like carried me by my arm somewhere, and it was alone, which I thought was real shitty. And I remember the smell. It was close to where the pharaoh was buried bone, whatever you want to say, because that smell. It's an overwhelming smell of like decayed death, and then also these flowers, like this sticky sweet kind of smell of flowers. And that is like the very last thing that I remember seeing this floor that was, it's like dusty. I smell that smell, and then everything just kind of shuts down and like goes black, and I like have like difficulty breathing. Like it's hard to breathe. No, it's strangling. It's like whatever this elixir is that they give you is shutting you down and breathing. But yeah, I wasn't with him, and that was upsetting too. It was like, at least give me that, you know, like if this has to go down, if this has to happen, all right, like I accepted this role, but can we
They
at
didn't
least see
even
each other
give,
one last time? And
they didn't give you that
huh?
option? They didn't even give you that option? Did they pull you
No,
guys
it's not. It's
apart
not.
from each other? Or did they take him first?
I felt that he was. I think that we were going through a ritual. I don't know if I just acted up and I was getting like too emotional or what, but I felt like I was like telling him like something, you know, like let's get out of this. Let's just we can't get like this. Like this is just crazy. Like we didn't get enough time. And I think that's why they separated. So they left him where we were doing that ritual, and they had taken me somewhere else. And I feel like they really thought that I was gonna be too much of a liability. So, you know, they don't care if they do these rituals while you're still alive or after you go. Either way they're doing these rituals, it's still highly significant to them, whether you're alive or dead. So that was the plan, is they were just gonna, you know, have me die, and then they'll finish doing the rituals like after I was dead.
Wow. So let me ask you, now that you went through the whole thing, do you know if these people were truly like reptilians in disguise?
I felt there was some sort of carelessness. I felt that there was some sort of, I don't want to say evil, but there was a darkness to it, because it was confusing to me that they hold life in such high regard, hold our unity in such high regard, hold like so many different things in such high regard, life and death. I mean, both of those things. But I feel like it was like this botched thing that happened with the rituals, with the death, and I don't feel it was inherently evil that they were killing us, because that was an honor, and because they hold the afterlife in such high regard, like they really thought like you're just going with it. It wasn't something to be feared. This was as benevolent as going through a tunnel. This was like as far as like
So
platonic as going through a tunnel.
let
The
me
other
ask you
side. It
this.
wasn't like you're evil, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it was like a cult. Let me ask you this. Did you guys pray? Did you guys like pray to like Mother and Father Christ consciousness or anything like that? Or was there something else going on in your guys' time? What was the connection to source?
I wouldn't call it Christ consciousness. I would call it, it's more like a balance of things. It's more of like it's a balance of, you know, it's not all encompassing good. I mean, there is this huge duality there of absolute light and absolute dark, and the two exist without each other. And it's more of an acceptance of that. It's not like we're striving to just be total love light. It's like we understand we're the light and we are the dark, and it's more of the balance of those things is the acceptance. It's not really even looked at. Like there are things that they do, I think, that we would consider like very dark and very evil, like sacrifices, and there was things like that that were just by today's standards looked at as evil, but
Oh shit. Oh boy. Nikki, come back.